Hello everyone and welcome back to W13 Universe. I'm your host Jitch. We're here in Baltimore, Maryland as we get ready for some championship action.
And it's for the World Tag Team Championship. On the way to the ring, they are the World Tag Team Champions, Nightmare, Jet Storm, and Tiny Storm, the Disciples of Darkness.
The Disciples of Darkness making their way down to the ring here tonight, set to defend those World Tag Team Championship. We haven't seen these guys in action in quite some time. I think maybe they've been hoping they'd wind up in the Raw Roulette Money in the Bank qualifiers of some kind, but not this year, and I don't think they've got really any room or chance to make that any different this time around. But nonetheless, Jetstar, Nemesis ready for action with Tiny Shiny in their corner. They're set to compete for the tag team titles.
And introducing the challengers, accompanied by Roulette, Justin Gabriel, and Slater.
Really no telling what the solidarity between Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater is. Justin Gabriel saying that he was quite offended at the fact that Heath Slater even ever hesitated, ever even doubted being his tag team partner in last week when he faced Wade Barrett with Heath Slater as the special guest referee. As we said last week, the stipulation was simply put, Heath Slater would be getting a tag team title shot with the winner of the match. The winner ended up being Justin Gabriel, but it wasn't with any help from Heath Slater. It was a very back and forth competitive matchup. And Slater just called it straight down the middle, which Justin Gabriel took some personal offense to. I'm not entirely sure what the solidarity of the Corre is tonight, but they are set to compete for the Tag Team Championships for the first time since losing the Tag Team Championships. I think right towards the end of last year, they were the WWE Tag Team Champions. Justin Gabriel, out with an injury, had to get to the back of the line once coming back when it came to the tag team division, as unfortunately Heath Slater lost the tag team titles by himself. And speaking of Slater, I don't really know what he's doing right now. He seems to have come off the apron. Is he not? Is he not gonna say there seems to be some dysfunction between Slater and Gabriel, but this is very unusual. I'm watching Heath Slater at ringside just kind of walk around the ring. Is he okay? He is going to get back on the apron. I don't know. Maybe he was just trying to hype up the fans or something. I don't know. Maybe he was having some time to think if he really wanted to team with Gabriel again. And that's basically what I was kind of getting at is last week when they faced off in that special referee matchup, Justin Gabriel and Wade Barrett, that is. We did kind of have a little bit of hesitance from Heath Slater. He didn't really seem to know who he wanted to side with. And Justin Gabriel already getting a little frustrated here as Heath Slater seems to be getting in his way. The communication not exactly solid between the Corre right now, which is a shame as they're one of the greater teams here on Raw. Jetstar regrouping with Nemesis there in the corner. That's definitely what happened. They had a nice good talk just from a distance. They don't have any reason to be having any dissension. Honey Shiny seems to have found her way right next to Heath Slater. I'm not really sure why. Justin Gabriel starting things off pretty solid here for Jetstar. I think it would be really good to get the Corre back on track tonight with a World Tag Team title victory. However, it would be pretty heartbreaking for the Disciples of Darkness, as I believe this is what their second ever title defense. Their first, of course, successfully defending over the former champions, the Power Trip, Kevin Nash and Vader, which is how they even got to this point as tag team champions. They beat Kevin Nash and Vader. I can't stress that enough. Justin Gabriel now going in for a cover here as Jetstar is able to kick out. The tag division here on Raw, I wouldn't necessarily say it's been booming as of late. You know, we got the Hart Foundation, we got Jinder and Kali, we got the Crew, the Corre, the Disciples, and the Power Trip, as well as the Legacy. There's quite a few, but in terms of the tag team titles, there hasn't been a whole lot of action regarding them as of late. Crossbody there by Justin Gabriel, perfectly connected on Jetstar, who seems to be getting really overwhelmed right now by Justin Gabriel. I don't think I've seen a single move from Jetstar so far in this match. Starting to wonder if he's doing alright. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to kick the tripod there. Not always used to it being directly in front of me. Justin Gabriel is not yet tagged in Jetstar at all. Heath Slater all, and Jetstar now looks to be getting out of the rope. Okay. I don't really know what's going on in this match. Teamwork is not one thing that's going on in this match. Justin Gabriel, of course, very close with Brie Bella, his manager, who's always at ringside for him here tonight. It really kind of helps even the odds against the Disciples of Darkness having Tiny Shiny in their corner.
Get ready, folks. Get ready. And there's the Hurricane Runner.
Pulled back Hurricane Runner there by Justin Gabriel, who is continuing to just wear down Jetstar, who seems to not be with it this week. He is literally not doing anything in this match. He has gone almost 4 straight minutes just kind of slowly walking up to Gabriel and not really doing a whole lot. And it looks like as he's finally going to get some offense in, his first order of business is to get the hell out. Snapping a takedown into a big boot across the head of Justin Gabriel. Nemesis now in the ring. Walks in a submission hold very quickly. Is Justin Gabriel going to be forced to tap out? That would be surprising, but it looks like that could happen as this is going for a while. There we go! Well, that was a very underwhelming opening matchup. You know the rules though, guys. I don't play the Disciples matches. Tiny Shiny, Nemesis, Jetstar, what happens to them? It's all down to fate. That's probably why the tag titles haven't been booked all that much lately. I don't really know what to do. I'll try to work on that. Well, we never actually saw a tag into Heath Slater in this matchup. And obviously, Justin Gabriel, I guess, just wasn't 100% after his match with Wade Barrett last week and the attack the week before. I guess maybe he's been running a little bit thin lately. And it didn't exactly take much for Nemesis to force a tap out from Justin Gabriel. So the Disciples of Darkness will continue their reign as tag team champions. As we move on towards our next match of the night, we'll find out who will be in contention for the Women's Champion, Tiny Shiny, in a 4-way Contenders match. Oh, here's a familiar face we've not seen in a while. Natalya returning to action here tonight on Raw. She looks to become contender for the Women's Championship. She's got to survive this fatal 4-way matchup. And we've got to say, looking at who's participating in this match, I think the odds are very much stacked in the favor of one Stephanie McMahon, unsurprisingly so. Someone who is absolutely not in contention for the title, if you ask me.
Approaching the ring from Greenwich, Connecticut, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, I gotta be completely brutally honest with this one. I don't think Stephanie McMahon has done anything to prove that she deserves to be in a contenders match for the Women's Championship. Now, admittedly, this match involves over half the women's division in one match. You know, I'll be fair where it's due, but that being said, I just don't think this is right. I don't think that Stephanie McMahon should be in this match. You want to know who should be in this match in her place? You talk about Layla. Layla has gotten the best of Stephanie McMahon on more than one occasion as of late. But I guess we're not ready to talk about that. Stupid rules. Here's another face we've not seen in a while. Trish Stratus making her way down to the ring. A very welcome face to be seeing on Monday nights. Her and Natalya have both very much been made to take a back seat, so to speak. Stephanie McMahon really been getting a lot of the spotlight lately. Of course, McMahon always wanted to play favorites in one way or another. May be our boss and he may make some good moves, but there's a lot of questionable ones too. Well, I tell you what, if you are Natalya and Trish Stratus in this match, I think you're really going to want to work together in this one. I don't think it's going to be wise for you to all go at it alone. You know Stephanie McMahon and Kelly Kelly are going to be in cahoots. You know there's going to be some kind of mutual agreement between these two on what exactly goes down in this matchup. Now, I can't really say who I feel this match favors out of the two. I would like to think, well, I wouldn't like to think, but I'd hate to think that McMahon would be so typical as to kind of talk Kelly into maybe throwing the match for his daughter, but nonetheless, I could absolutely foresee that happening.
The only thing that remains is to find out which one of these four superstars is the best.
Sorry, that guy sounded really upset, and I just kind of wanted to listen to him explain what was going to happen in this match. Stephanie.
Oh man, dropped right on the head. Controlling the head. She's looking to get out of here.
And Trish Stratus not wasting any time. We see Natalya and Stephanie McMahon go at it. Trish Stratus, Kelly Kelly on the other side. You'd think the history between Kelly Kelly and Natalya would come into play here, but Natalya seems to have forgotten. Which might honestly be a good thing if you're Kelly Kelly. The woman who screwed Natalya out of a match at one point. And okay, yeah, Kelly Kelly has, she's redeemed herself since. She did win the championship fairly. But, we forgive, we don't forget. I don't exactly think that Stephanie McMahon and Kelly Kelly have been the classiest of performers just lately. Stephanie.
Driving the opponent face first to the floor. We got to cover.
A fight on the outside, a fight in the ring. You never know when this one's going to win. This is a first fall to the finish match.
She misses with a wild strike.
Don't forget we got Raw Roulette coming up next. One of my favorite parts of Monday nights, no doubt about it. It is genuinely one of the most exciting things about Monday nights. You won't see it on ECW, you won't see it on SmackDown. That is a Monday Night Raw only thing. Trish Stratus going in for the cover here, and Stratus, just like that, has earned the opportunity to renew her rivalry with Tiny Shiny. They had a great matchup at Over the Limit, and they're going to have an opportunity to have another great matchup with the Women's Championship on the line next week here on Raw. Well, they may have conspired together, but unfortunately, that just wasn't enough for Kelly Kelly and Stephanie McMahon. And up next, we have got ourselves, the Roulette has provided a 6-man match of some sort. That is going to be an interesting foundation. That leaves a lot of room for a lot of potential great participants. But the question is, what kind of 6-man match are we in for? Well, I am spinning the wheel, I'm making the deal. And we have got ourselves, quite simply put, an over-the-top rope match. Who will join Booker T, Justin Gabriel, Shane McMahon, and Brian Pillman is what is shaping up to be a very unique Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. There are still 2 spaces open, and one of those is about to be claimed. When we come back here on Monday Night Raw, we got ourselves a 6-man over-the-top rope match with a Money in the Bank spot on the line. And here's your luck of the draw. Jinder Mahal winds up as the first participant in this 6-man battle royal. Going to be very interesting to see what 6 participants we've gotten. 6 wheel spins, 6 results, all competing for a spot in Money in the Bank. You should expect, I guess, at this point, some people to be getting a second, maybe even third chance. I don't know if anyone's actually had a second chance, to be fair. No, I don't think they have so far. I think it's been pretty straight down the line. We haven't actually had anyone get a second shot at qualifying for Money in the Bank. That could change in this matchup. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, the Raw roster is running pretty thin on people that haven't competed for a spot. Now, here you go. Speak of the devil. Here's someone getting their second opportunity. Shawn Michaels fights for his second shot at Money in the Bank. The former WWE Champion has not exactly been off to the hottest of starts since being drafted here to Monday Night Raw. His partner Triple H over on SmackDown, I'd say, has been doing far better than him, actually. But that could all turn around tonight. Another huge opportunity awaits Shawn Michaels. 6 men over the top rope. All you gotta do, throw 5 other guys over the rope. It's like a Royal Rumble, but much shorter. The odds are definitely more in your favor for anyone involved here. Gotta just keep your wits about you. Make sure you're not thrown over the ropes out of nowhere. I gotta try and make these entrances a little shorter. 6 entrances in a row is quite long. Okay, number 3 in this battle royal, the British Bulldog.
From Manchester, England, weighing 268 pounds, the British Bulldog.
Last week, his tag team partner Bret Hart had his shot at qualifying for Money in the Bank, and unfortunately for Bret, he was unsuccessful. He wasn't able to win the matchup, which went to a time limit draw, and ended up being an elimination 4-way match that saw Bret and Brian Pillman double team and beat down The Rock before facing off against each other. And unfortunately Bret was unsuccessful, but here tonight, due to the heated match between Brian Pillman, The Rock, and Bret, there will be a triple threat for The Rock's Intercontinental Championship. That is next, that is following this matchup. But right now, British Bulldog competing for his spot in Money in the Bank. And here comes another second chance for someone.
And from Manchester, England, weighing 246 pounds, Ray Barrett.
Raw Roulette. You know, it's completely randomized who's going to be in this matchup. And I gotta say, Wade Barrett coming in. He's the 4th man to make his entrance in this matchup. Definitely someone who I think would be quite deadly with the Money in the Bank briefcase. I think he'd be almost guaranteed a successful cash-in. I think this guy he's got the cunning, he's got the slyness about him. Absolutely, I think he could pick his spot well. Who else we got in this one? Quite a stacked matchup so far. It'd be very interesting to see who the final 2 in this match are. Raw roster got a lot of talented people on it. Oh! The former light heavyweight champion getting an opportunity. Zack Ryder makes his way down to the ring here tonight, thanks to the Raw Roulette, and although he's come off of 2 losses in a row just recently, perhaps the time has come to do exactly what I said, which is to move on from the light heavyweight division. A 3-time most celebrated champion with that title. I think the time has come for him to move on. I think the time has come for him to focus on maybe the Intercontinental Championship, maybe find himself a tag team partner. But I tell you what, the WWE Championship is an option too, I suppose. This is a big opportunity thanks to the randomizer. Who could be number 6 in this match? Wait a minute! What? He's supposed to be injured for the next half a year! This also isn't his music anymore! Oh! I don't think Kane broke him, I think he set him free. Whatever had gotten into John Cena, whatever had changed the attitude about John Cena, the John Cena that we have come to kind of despise over the last few months here in the WWE, is he seems to be gone. We've seen have the John Cena of old here tonight. Rise above hate, I guess he kind of did. How in the hell is this man here tonight? Kane destroyed him. Wow. What a stacked battle royal this is. All for a Money in the Bank spot. I would not have predicted John Cena coming back so soon, and I guess Raw Roulette can really do some wonderful things. His name was always on the wheel, but never landed on it. John Cena seems to be the only one with his eye on the prize right now, as he's got Wade Barrett on those ropes. Barrett, if he is eliminated tonight, this will be his second chance lost. I mean, there's still room for a third next week, I guess, but, you know, Raw Roulette has been the deciding factor of these Money in the Bank qualifiers. There goes Barrett. Ouch. That is a man whose career has unfortunately gone real downhill as of late. Just doesn't seem to be able to get on track. Jinder Mahal set up in the corner. John Cena getting turned around there by Jinder. Wade Barrett can't believe it as he's walking away. I say he's really been on a downward spiral. And John Cena eliminated by Jinder Mahal. I guess he wasn't 100%. Trying to control those frustrations, John. Zack Ryder, British Bulldog, Jinder Mahal, and Shawn Michaels competing for a spot in the 2011 Money in the Bank ladder match, currently filled with, in this order of qualification, Justin Gabriel, Booker T, Shane McMahon, and Brian Pillman. Is definitely, as I said before, shaping up to be an extremely unique Money in the Bank ladder match. Normally quite a star-studded match, but nonetheless, it is a match about creating opportunities, about creating a big moment in one's career. That is exactly what it could do for potentially one of the four guys in this match right now. Someone in this Battle Royal is going to Money in the Bank to compete in the 6-man ladder match for the Raw contract. Only man in this ring right now that is not, that has held a world title is Shawn Michaels. Zack Ryder, no stranger to championships in the light heavyweight title, but British Bulldog nor Jinder Mahal have ever held a title here in this universe. That could change. Zack Ryder managing to outlast Shawn Michaels here, and of course, let's not forget it was Michaels' protege X-Pac that Zack Ryder lost the light heavyweight title to. There's clearly something going on here between these guys, and Michaels trying everything in his power to push Zack Ryder out of the ring.
Bulldog controlling the arm.
And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Zack Ryder is going to be hanging in there, much to Shawn Michaels' dismay.
Nice dodge there.
Zack Ryder now got Shawn on the ropes as Jinder Mahal and British Bulldog go back and forth. No strangers to each other either. It's actually Jinder Mahal and the Great Khali that are the reason that the Hart Foundation exists. They tried to outnumber British Bulldog and Bret Hart, leading to a tag match that they lost. And Zack Ryder's got Shawn Michaels hanging on, and there goes Michaels! What a huge opportunity for one of these three then. A 3-time WWE champion walks in. A former WWE champion and Michaels walks in. You got Wade Barrett, an accomplished European and World Tag Team Champion, but it looks like it's going to be a breakout opportunity, much like the rest of Money in the Bank has been shaping up to be. You know, Booker T, Justin Gabriel, Shane McMahon, and Brian Pillman, what do all these guys have in common? I can tell you exactly that. The closest thing to a world title they've ever had is Justin Gabriel, and there goes Jinder Mahal.
A bit of a test of strength here.
So this is now where Zack Ryder looks to try and rebound from last week's light heavyweight title loss. British Bulldog definitely, at least in terms of size, outmatches Zack Ryder quite a bit here. Ryder, oh boy, he's hanging over those ropes pretty badly. Ryder just about hanging on. Bulldog going to try and push him out through the bottom rope. I mean, he still went over the top, and there you go. So the British Bulldog is bound for Money in the Bank. Huh. Definitely not who I had pegged to win this one. Raw's Money in the Bank ladder match continues to shape up to be a very, very unusual one. As I say, huge opportunities. Brian Pillman, Shane McMahon, and the British Bulldog never even held titles here in the WWE. Booker T only won to his name the Intercontinental title for all of 2 days. Justin Gabriel, the most accomplished man heading into Money in the Bank. There is one spot still open, and that will be filled next week in the final Raw Roulette before Money in the Bank. And at this rate, I can't even begin to guess what it's going to be.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Well, he's rejected a lot of fans. He's developed a bad attitude. but some still love him.
The only way to win this bout is to place your opponent through a table. And is for the Intercontinental Championship. Making his way to the ring from Miami, Florida, weighing 260 pounds, he is the Intercontinental Champion.
The Rock carries in the Intercontinental Championship due his first title defense here tonight. And it is a triple threat table match per his own request. He says he's going to do what those two jabronis couldn't do to him last week, what they couldn't even do to someone as pathetic as Cody Rhodes. The Rock says he's going to put one of them through a table. The question is, who? Say some people seem to really come out in support and love cheering for The Rock despite his recent words, his recent actions. You know, you can either take it or leave him for a lot of people, but for me personally, I think he's still one of the damn best we got here on Raw, and he's been a great gift to have as the trade with Kane. Really, I think has benefited both of these guys.
Introducing the challengers. From Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 234 pounds, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret Hart coming on down to the ring. He has never held a championship, but earlier tonight his tag team partner British Bulldog qualified for the 2011 Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. The question is, can Bret Hart pull through? Can he at least, be, hey, I'm Mr. Intercontinental Champion? Can they match? I think both Bret and Bulldog are brilliant competitors, as is Brian Pillman. I think we're in for a real treat in this triple threat table match. Intercontinental Champion Rock watching on as Bret Hart makes his entrance. Rock really doesn't have a lot of respect for anyone involved in this matchup. And here he comes. He is exactly that, the loose cannon Brian Pillman. Something you cannot really get in their head of, make sense of. This guy is dangerous. But last week he was victorious. Brian Pillman vented frustrations at the fact that this isn't a one-on-one match, saying that Bret Hart didn't beat The Rock last week. Brian Pillman beat The Rock. Brian Pillman beat Bret. He's got a point. Loose Cannon has every right to be upset walking into this matchup. He earned an Intercontinental title shot when he defeated The Rock. Nonetheless, this is a triple threat. Title is on the line for the first time since The Rock won it from The Miz, a man who has been completely absent from Monday night since his loss to The Rock. We've not even been able to get a comment on what he's feeling or thinking or anything. I'll tell you what, whenever The Miz does decide to come back, you know he'll make it big. Former WWE champion, the first ever Triple Crown champion, The Miz is, he's definitely one to watch almost always.
This is a table triple
The Rock going straight in for Brian Pillman, which of course makes sense. The bruised ego of The Rock after he lost to him.
He's left the ring. This could get interesting. There's the clothesline.
Rock setting Pillman up in the corner. Going for those big strikes. Pillman shoves him off. And unfortunately, in this kind of a matchup, I feel like there's always going to be someone who's a little bit of the third wheel here, and that may very well be Bret Hart. The Rock has got a lot of hatred towards Brian Pillman right now.
A lot from the looks of it.
He's got to make sure this doesn't end up like last week, where The Rock was outnumbered.
Dodges to the side of that one. He's picked up a table.
Oh, The Rock. Oh, there's a table just outside that ring.
Great counter by The Rock.
Got to be careful.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He's still
Big drop kick. He's got Bret Hart kind of sandwiched him there.
Wait a minute. It looks like a table coming into play here.
And The Rock is trying to send Brian Pillman over the ropes there with that clothesline. Pillman hanging on.
Oh,
He knows that table's there. He knows exactly what he's doing.
drafty reversal there from Pillman. That strike misses the target.
Pillman now over the ropes and The Rock. Oh my God, there you go. See, I knew this whole time The Rock was trying to do just what he did. Brian Pillman got very lucky that table didn't break from underneath him.
And he's going to use the table as a weapon. He's got a table in hand. There's that table shot again. Watch it. Oh, stopped at the last second.
Of course, that is the thing about these table matches, is that can be used as a weapon. And it is a deadly one at that. Brian Pillman set up on the table. Bret Hart looking to maybe, oh, just about missed.
Oh, a nasty chop. You hear how his leg connected? Oh, what a shot. Oh, the punch connects.
You can expect this one to be more of a fight than anything pretty.
What a shot to the hitman. Hey,
You're not exactly going to get flash from these guys. Not in this match, anyway. I mean, you normally would from at least Brian Pillman.
he just planted him with a DDT.
Pillman and The Rock working together here. What happens if they both put him through a table?
Controlling the head. And again the opponent sent flying.
As The Rock disposes of Brian Pillman. I think he wanted to try to settle the score with Bret there, but unfortunately for him, Bret ended up going after Pillman.
Fiber of his being. Pillman from behind.
We got tables set up all over this ring.
Rock. Squeeze
All it takes is one crash through one at the hands of your opponent, and that is it. This match is over. It is first table break to the finish.
the attack there.
Brian Pillman set up The Rock on the table. Rock needs to move. And that is it. Brian Pillman put himself through that table, which, as I've said before, does not count as The Rock putting Brian Pillman through the table. That counts as Brian Pillman putting Brian Pillman through the table. That does nothing in terms of a result of this matchup.
Wow, what a sequence. He's putting those educated feet to good use. Here's a table. Very nice reversal there by The Rock. The Rock. Got out of the way of that one.
Say this match was never really bound to be pretty. A triple threat table match. It kind of can't be really. It can't be flashy.
Not much the official can do
Rock,
right now.
ooh, very clever. Taking the table away from the two.
Rock controlling the waist.
To worry about it being a factor if it's. Oh my God, that was close.
He drops the elbow. The Rock into the headlock. Hey, be careful with that thing. I'd get out of the way right about now.
Kick to the midsection as The Rock works over Bret Hart while Brian Pillman just plotting with that table. I dread to even think what's going on in his head.
The Rock. Bret Hart takes the upper
What do you have to do to be known as a loose cannon?
out of the way. When you face a superstar as
Dread to
technically
think.
sound as the Hitman, it's so
Brian
difficult
Pillman, of course,
to catch him off
not
guard.
only focused on tonight's matchup, but on next Sunday when he competes in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Such a huge career-defining opportunity presenting itself for Brian Pillman as we see a spinebuster there by The Rock. Necessarily going to help too much in this situation.
Looks like he's having trouble staying in the ring.
Rock taking a break from the match, it seems, as he's
Pillman.
going to grab another table. Rock promised us carnage. He promised us a successful title defense.
Looks like a table coming into this doesn't bode well. He's laid out.
Oh, wow. Brian Pillman just got cracked with a table whilst on a table.
The Rock from behind. This won't make any friends.
That's the way I meant to do it all. Come on. Come on. Let me have fun.
Back up on that table. Rock has the arm. He missed. Controlling the head.
Unfortunately, there's no such thing as an elimination table match. I actually can't make that for some reason. Bret's got to look out. Oh, that was almost it.
Avoids the impact there. Nobody wants to give an inch in this.
Brian Pillman and Bret Hart tying up Bret from behind. Is he going to be able to put the Rock? No, I said Brian Pillman. I meant the Rock. The Rock and Bret tying up. This could be it. Oh, Bret Hart putting himself through that one. And the Rock dumping Bret Hart to the outside as Brian Pillman set up at that table. Not today, too fast.
Nice dodge there. And he put everything he had behind that Irish whip. Oh, did you see the force behind that? He's got a nasty looking object in his hands. Look at these two jockeying for position.
Ooh, vicious strike by Bret. Intercontinental title on the line, almost 8 minutes deep into this matchup, still to come. 2 on 3, the power trip up against the Legacy. If the power trip can win, Vader will qualify for Money in the Bank. If not, it will be Kevin Nash and Randy Orton alone. What do you do when you're Kevin Nash in that situation? That's my question. You know, you want the one-on-one opportunity. You don't want to have to go through your partner too. Ooh.
He's going back outside. Look how slow he is to recover here. That was some serious punishment. Bret Hart expected that.
Over the ropes, now to the ring goes The Rock, and back and forth, continuing to go on between these guys. Drop kick there.
You can practically see the pain in his face right now, thanks to that tremendous move off the ropes.
Rock now, knee to the head of Bret Hart. Drops Brian Pillman. And The Rock. Is now really the time for this? Looking for it. Bret Hart seems to be just standing by, let it happen. The People's Elbow connecting on Brian Pillman, but that doesn't really help progress this match along at all. As flashy and nice as a move as it is. Rock shifting his attention. Spine bust! Oh my god, that was so close to being through that table. Wow, what a clothesline. And it looks like perhaps Hart and Pillman have realized they've got a mutual enemy once again, as I noticed both of their attentions shifted there. They seem to almost have this weird mentality between them of anyone but him. Pillman out of the ring. The Rock drags him down. Bret Hart sure to follow. Big headbutt by The Rock. You know what they say about those Samoan headbutts. And there goes Bret. There he goes. He's ice skating in the ring. Bret Hart trying to set something up here. What is The Rock doing? I think maybe The Rock realizing that this still counts as a table. Smart move by The Rock. Oh, and Brian Pillman reverses. This is now any man's game. Rock bottom, through the table. That is it. that is the end of this match. Brian Pillman and The Rock. What a way to end the match, to be honest. That was actually really intense right at the end there. The Rock is still... Had to ruin it, didn't you? You just had to ruin it. Oh no, it looks like history's repeated itself. Kevin Nash, this time instead of Vader, outnumbered, out back. Randy Orton leading his boys, Cody and Ted. Kevin Nash going to do everything he can to try and fight back against these three, but this is 3-on-1. How do you do this? Kevin Nash has dealt with Cody and Ted in the past 2-on-1. He's dealt with them real well. When you involve the WWE Champion, things get a lot more tense. Cody trying to fight back, and this is not a good place to be if you're Kevin Nash. Look at this situation on our hands. Where is Vader? Why is Vader not helping? Why is Kevin Nash going at it alone against three wolves? Ted DiBiase dumped into the box there. Cody and Randy kind of standing by. I guess they're going to wait their turn. And oh, neck breaker there. Kevin Nash starting to fight back here as he gets a little bit of offense in against the two of them. Or the three of them even. What does this mean for our main event tonight? Running out of time here on Monday Night Raw. And unfortunately, we're not getting that 2-on-3 handicap by the looks of it. But what does this mean for Vader? We've been hearing for weeks now, if Vader can beat Orton, Vader gets a spot in the WWE Championship Money in the Bank. Last week, it went to a time limit draw. This week, the match seems to have been completely thrown out as these guys attack Kevin Nash backstage. McMahon's going to have to step in. He's going to have to do something about this. This situation is getting far too out of hand. Kevin Nash in so much trouble right now. I mean, how do you deal with this 3-on-1 assault? How do you fight off these three? This is a very dangerous group here. One that, I guess, realistically, you know, they've crossed McMahon in the past. We know about the history between the Legacy and Mr. McMahon. We're no strangers to that. Really know what the hell Ted was thinking there, trying to go for a pin. Nash is doing everything in his power to fight back, and you know his sole focus is that man he's locking up with right now, Randy Orton, the WWE Champion, a title that Kevin Nash has been in quite heavy pursuit of for a long time. What? Wait, what? Who's counting? Cody, boy. You know what Kevin Nash was looking for there? That was I think his life flashed before his eyes for a second. Uh-oh. Look out, Kev. This is not where you want to be. Randy Orton and his boys laying into Kevin Nash, and it looks like they've made their message clear. Tonight's main event has been thrown out. The Legacy continuing to screw with Kevin Nash, to screw with Vader. And as Money in the Bank draws nearer, this is one WWE title clash I cannot wait to see the outcome for. Sorry. Unfortunately, this is the end for tonight's Monday Night Raw. I thank you all for watching. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night for ECW, the final ECW before Judgment Day, their first solo branded pay-per-view this Sunday. And I'll see you guys next week on the final Raw before Money in the Bank.